welcome to Sugar Coated Murder Podcast from the Sweetwater Clubhouse.
I'm delighted to be here.
And I as well. And we have a special guest that joined us.
You know why?
I'm not sure.
Because we have friends. We keep telling people we have friends.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. This one didn't get away from us yet.
No.
So everybody meet
Not
Will.
Yet.
Hello,
This is Will.
how's it going?
Will is a resident here at Sweetwater.
Mm-hmm.
And he, I think, has a criminal justice degree.
Yes, I do.
And now Will, tell us what you want people to know, so I don't tell people what you don't want us to know.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
What do I know? I know that I'm having a great time, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. This is a dream come true. I've never done a podcast before, or a true crime podcast. And
Well, let me give you a couple of tips to help you out with your family, because they're going to be confused.
Okay.
And
First
concerned.
off, let them know that we are not on the radio.
Okay.
Podcast, not radio.
Got it.
Nor can you watch us anywhere.
We're not on video because these mugs are for
Podcasting,
not
these are not
for video.
camera-ready faces.
I was going to say I don't do well in front of the camera.
See? There you go.
There, yes.
So,
And we are not live.
We're not
We record one day, we go in and we clean it up a little bit, and then we plop it out on our fan page the next day. But you got to be a member of the fan club to
On
see it
Facebook.
on Facebook to see it the next day. So
Yes.
if you're not yet, it's time for you to join.
that's right.
Got
You
it.
can find us on Facebook. There's a fan page group.
Yes.
So
here we are, and
So
we're back
not to
at-
confuse your family, you might have to go through some of these steps more than once.
We have to do it every single week.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
To some family members and some friends.
Yes.
It's confusing.
Yes.
I get it.
I
It's
tried to watch
confusing.
all, but I couldn't find you.
Couldn't find you anywhere. I knew you were recording, but where were you?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But it's fine. It's all fine. It's
and
all
don't
in the
cuss on the
world.
radio.
Right.
They don't allow
That's
that.
Mama. You can't say that on the radio.
My mother is a very traditional Southern lady, so yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
Sorry.
Sorry,
It's all
Will's
good.
mom.
Sorry,
We're just
Will's
gonna
mom.
sorry, Will's mom, and sorry, our mom, right up front, because
Yes.
I know there's going to be at least one F word and a couple of probably some innuendos.
Oh, God, yes.
It's
Yeah.
okay, Mom, they're cool.
All right.
We're cool,
And
Mama.
He is not here against his will.
No, against
Nope.
his will.
Will.
Hey, I found you guys.
I know that's
right.
what the
That's
most
great.
exciting part of this is. So, I just wanted to let you know that I am baking.
I'm glad it's you and not me, because we started off with Mixology Monday.
I know, and I'm a little.
And the black
Oh, geez! Now we've renamed the whole situation.
It's a Blackberry Mint Mojito.
It is so yummy.
It's so yummy.
It's
and
going down very smoothly.
Yours is almost gone.
I know.
Mine's not going down because I feel burning in my fingers. It has gone straight to my fingers.
I was feeling that burning in my cheek, and I thought, oh, I'll just cool it off with a drink.
Yes, and you're doing a fantastic job. You're
Yeah.
really
I'm about
nailing
to
it.
get to the end of this little sucker.
I'll be interested to see what you're baking. What's happening in the kitchen?
Yeah, because this is a tricky recipe. So today I am baking chocolate soufflé.
Ooh la la.
Ooh la la! I've never baked this before.
How very
It will
French of
be
you.
nothing short of a miracle if I pull this out.
Yes.
But thank God, Will has already said if you burn it, I'll still eat it. Oh my
Yep.
God, that's what true friends do too. Just so
Love
you
it.
know.
Just love it.
Yeah, so it's from Sally's Baking Addiction, and I
'Cause
think
we're
this was
addicted.
because we're addicted to Sally. And sorry, Sally, some people think that's stalking, but we don't think that. And it was her last month's baking challenge, so I'm a little late on it.
Right.
But I'm not doing it for a grade,
No.
so it's
no,
okay.
You're just doing it for a podcast.
Yes, so I will go through what I've done. I've done many steps. It is not complicated, but there are some steps. So I've chopped up my chocolate.
Good job.
Thank you. And I've melted that with some unsalted butter.
Is there anything better than the smell of chocolate and butter?
Oh my God. I just wanted to put my
It was
face in
heaven
it.
in a bowl.
Yes. So butter and chocolate. And then you do 3 egg yolks. That's no yolking.
That's no yolk.
No yolking. And some salt and vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
And you whisk that together. And then you put it in the fridge for 3 to 5 minutes. While that's happening, you take your egg whites and some cream of tartar. And you use the whisk part to your mixer. And you do it to form soft peaks.
Oh,
and then you
peaks.
add 1 tablespoon of sugar at a time till you get to 3 tablespoons.
It's sounding very complicated.
No, it's really not. It's not complicated. She considers this an advanced recipe because of the mixing techniques that you have to use, because now I'm going to take and I'm going to fold one of these items into the other.
So you're a different kind of mixologist.
I'm a mixologist of chocolate.
Chocolate.
Yes. Oh, chocolate.
Great movie, by the way.
I love that movie.
Oh, yeah,
yes. So, and then I'm going to put it in some.
Depp was bad.
I know.
I mean, he was bad, but now
he was bad in a good way. Now he's bad in a bad way.
Bad, very bad.
So, and then I'm going to bake it in some ramekins.
Nice.
So there's some techniques and stuff in there, and that's fine. If people want the recipe, they can either get it from Sally or they can email us at murder.sugarcoated@gmail.com.
My God, this whatever combination liquor you got going on here, you are
Blackberries are good for the brain, I think.
Wow.
So they can email us and ask us for the recipe, and I can give it to them and give them some little tips and tricks that I did. Or if they just want to wing it and go to Sally like I did, we'll see. Because I don't know how these are going to turn out.
I don't either.
But it's going to be warm chocolate, and I'm going to love it.
I don't see how that could go wrong.
They may not poof like they're supposed to. They may not do the French poof, but it's fine.
I hope they poof.
I really hope they do too.
That'll be so exciting.
There's a technique that you use to make them rise up instead of out.
Oh.
Rise up. That's what you do. You just look at them and you go, rise up. And then that's what they do.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we might pause for that a little bit, but we'll see what's going to happen.
So in the meantime.
Anything else going on in your life?
So this weekend, my husband and I went down to Savannah for the weekend for just a little couples getaway. And I got to tell you about our experience at the Lady and Sons, which is Paula Dean's restaurant in downtown Savannah. First of all, you walk up to this building and the brick is just gorgeous. So I love the building to begin with. I've never been there. And the experience that we had was second to none. It was, I would call it a down-home Southern experience, from the food to the atmosphere to the building. Everything was wonderful. All the people were very nice. Our wait staff, Ms. Walden and Lauren Birdfield, were our wait staff, and they treated us like we were family. And we could not have been made more comfortable. They were jovial. They were welcoming. They were hospitable. They were on the spot with all of their serving us and bringing us our food and making sure we didn't need anything at any time. And I just want to give a huge shout out to them. So if anybody is in the Savannah area or travels to the Savannah area, first of all, don't miss out on the experience of the Lady and Sons. But when you go, ask to be waited on by Lauren or Miss Walden when you're there. You will not be sorry. And I'm just giving them a huge shout out, and I'm hoping they're listening, because we really appreciate what they brought to the table.
Okay, moving on.
No.
I've got murder to discuss.
Dun, dun, dun.
There's murder.
There's murder about?
There's murder about.
I love it. I love it.
This murder, the whole plot comes from the plot of a movie.
Wait, is it real?
Going to blow your mind.
Wait, what came first, the murder or the movie?
The movie.
No shit.
It did.
Copycat.
For real. Yeah.
Shut your mouth. Oh, I can't wait. Let's get in there.
All right, we're going to Tennessee, y'all. Tennessee. Here we go. Veronica Bozza. She's a very successful producer in Nashville. She's a loving mother. She's described as a wonderful friend. But on August 29th, 2010, which was a Sunday, Veronica and her son went to church as usual. After church, she met up with her soon-to-be ex-husband, Tim Bozza, and handed her son off to him for his visitation, which was their normal routine on Sundays.
Okay.
She left the parking lot and headed for home. On the way home, she spoke on the phone to her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend?
Boyfriend,
I
Brian.
love a
Boyfriend, Brian. And a co-worker. Everything was all good. She gets home. Brian has made plans to come over and hang out. He had a couple of errands to do, and then he was going to come over. He gets to Veronica's house. He sees that Veronica's car is in the driveway, but her car door is open, the garage door is open, and some of Veronica's purse contents are on the ground.
That's never a good sign, because a woman does not like her purse on the ground.
No.
And
I can't say I haven't walked in and left the door open to my car, or actually, one time I went to visit my mother and left the car running.
God, yes, you did.
The entire
It
time
could
of
be
the
worse.
visit.
You could do like in the movies where you accidentally like forget to put the car in park and you're like unlocking the front door and then
your car's
turn around,
gone.
the car is rolling down the hill and
Funny
going
story.
That's a really kind of funny story that you would say that it happens in the movies because it actually happened to Anne.
It did. It did.
And she had a relatively new car.
It was a Volkswagen Beetle.
Yes, a cute little red
stick
bug.
shift, and I parked in a parking garage. And I'm standing talking to a friend of mine, and out of the corner of my eye, I see this red flash go. And it took me a minute, and then I was like, oh my God, that's my car. And about that time, it crashed into a cement beam. And
Yeah. So it doesn't just happen in the movies. Well,
no,
it doesn't.
So you can't really go on, ooh, this is suspicious, her car door's open, because that's probably something that I've done.
Yeah.
But the door to her house was also open. He walks into the house and he finds Veronica on the floor in a pool of blood. So he immediately calls 911. I will say, it was a little strange, his reaction. He called 911. He did not attempt CPR.
And this is her boyfriend?
Her boyfriend.
Her boyfriend?
Her boyfriend.
Brian.
Brian, yes.
Boyfriend Brian.
Good job, Alex. Keep us on track.
Here, my goodness. So the police get there and they start to look around. There's no murder weapon. It's obvious that she's been shot multiple times. They do find what they call some projectiles. I don't know what that means.
Casings?
That's like casings.
They also found casings.
So they
mentioned
might have
both.
found some bullets.
Yeah.
Some actual projectiles like stuck in a chair or in a wall or something.
Right, okay. So, and they found just one casing. Evidently somebody had
Tried to clean it up.
Cleaned some stuff up before they departed the pattern. So, police were able to put a timeline together for Veronica's day. They know that she left the church parking lot and talked to Brian on the phone and to a co-worker. They know that Veronica was alive at 12:08. Brian found her dead at 12:20. So it's a very small little window.
Yeah, it really
that
is.
somebody came and got her.
I get you.
Police take Brian to the station. They question him. They ask who he thinks it might be. Brian does, though he did act very odd when he was brought in. I guess you really can't say how people should act when they find a loved one that's been
There's
murdered.
really no
You
script.
can't really go by that.
Because if it were me, I'd be like, oh, look, somebody was murdered. And I would just go act like nothing happened.
Exactly.
Because that's how I do.
And I would find
pretend.
you in the front yard rocking back and forth
under a tree, and you'd be like, sugar, what happened?
Yeah,
Nothing,
like
I've had a good day.
Yeah, like TV and movies has, portrayed it as whenever somebody finds a dead body, there's always a scream and all this panic.
Right.
In real life, people don't really process it like that.
No.
Like, everybody has their own way of processing, but it's never like, and then all over the place.
Exactly.
I agree.
So Brian checks out, by the way. I'm not going to get into Brian and all of his
Shenanigans.
I was going to say, Brian sounds shady, but okay.
Yeah. He
checks
does sound
out.
shady, but
He checks out.
He checks out. And he says, you know what? My best guess is that this has something to do with her soon-to-be ex-husband, Tim.
Oh, Tim.
Tim and Veronica were in an intense custody battle.
Oh, no.
Tim wanted 50-50 custody, and Veronica wasn't on board with that.
Oh, she didn't want to share.
Exactly. Police went over to Tim's house and let him know that Veronica had been killed and asked him to go down to the station for questioning. They did find it a bit strange that he also did not react in a way you would normally react when you find out the mother of your child has been murdered, but they were in the middle of a very heated divorce. So I guess you really can't judge that. Though he did mention that they had argued a lot about money and custody, and things in their marriage had really taken a turn for the worse when Veronica's career as a producer really took off, and his career as a contractor, he built houses, kind of hit a dry patch. So she was making all the money and he wasn't bringing in very much. And that seemed to be an issue in the marriage. As part of their separation agreement, I guess you would call it, They were each required to carry life insurance in the amount of $350,000, making each other the beneficiary of those policies.
Oh, gosh.
And that was
dangerous.
just until the divorce was settled. Once the divorce was settled, they could change who the beneficiary was. They could drop the life insurance, but they wanted something to be in place for the child.
This doesn't seem to be looking good in his favor.
Right. Veronica had actually gotten her policy in the amount of $550,000.
Oh, how come?
I guess that's how much she felt like she wanted. She had a house and she had a good career, and
so it was on her. That was her amount on her.
Yes.
Okay.
That was her amount on her.
Okay.
The divorce settlement was due to be finalized within weeks of Veronica's murder. So now we know we've got a motive, right?
Mm-hmm.
The only problem is Tim has a rock solid alibi.
Rock solid.
Really?
Rock solid alibi.
Oh.
Yeah. Even when they look at his cell phone records, he's not pinging anywhere close to Veronica's house. And he is exactly where he told them he was. So now we're back to square one. We got to try and figure out what the heck's going on. So they start digging a little bit more into Tim's cell phone records. And they see that he's made repeated phone calls to this one phone number. He actually made calls to this phone number before and after Veronica was murdered. So they run the number and they find out that the cell phone number belonged to a man by the name of Coy Cotham. Coy Cotham. Do you know him?
Oh, I thought I did for a minute, but I don't think that was the same one.
No.
Okay.
Well, he had a history of assaulting and terrorizing women. He had a criminal record, and seeing that he had that past criminal record, police felt like maybe he needed to come in, or no, they felt like they wanted to do a deeper dive into his cell phone records. So they were able to get a warrant to look into Coy's cell phone.
Oh, wow.
Well, they hit pay dirt. They can see from the record that Coy's phone pings at Veronica's house at around the time they think she was murdered. Not only did his phone ping, but Veronica's phone pings as well. That is a very loud situation.
It's not mine.
It's that fancy
very
clubhouse
fancy.
oven going.
I'm telling you.
So Veronica's phone pings as well. And her phone had been stolen. It was not at the crime scene. But they can see it's pinging with his cell phone. And then it just stops.
It's pinging with Coy?
Coy, yeah. Coy's phone and Veronica's phone are at the same
together.
place. They're together. And they're driving. They're at Veronica's, and then they leave Veronica's.
Okay.
The cell phones.
And then all of a sudden...
And then it just goes away.
Okay.
Maybe the battery died. Maybe somebody said, I'll probably have to turn that off.
Or somebody stomped it.
Or
Threw
it
it
went
out the car window.
Yeah, it went out the window. Could be.
I like how we come up with all these plausible scenarios.
Yeah. Or the dog could have eaten it.
Yeah,
or
could have been
snake
anything.
could have gotten it.
Oh God! Don't even
copperhead.
talk about that.
A copperhead could have
Snakes
got
getting
it.
in your car business. I
know.
can't even take it. So now we got a big old suspect, right? Coy.
Coy.
Oh, and guess what?
What?
It turns out that Tim and Coy, they were buddies.
That's not
They were
looking good.
buddies. Oh no.
Mr. Rock Salad.
Yes.
Not salad. It's not
Coy
a rock
was working for
salad
Tim at the
alibi.
time.
It's a rock solid.
Solid. It's a solid.
It's a
solid
solid.
as a rock.
Yes.
Yeah, Tina Turner, wasn't it?
Oh, sugar, don't make me remember.
Oh no. Okay. All right. So police bring in Coy for questioning, but the super sly police bring him in for questioning, but tell him we're bringing you in so you can help us clear your buddy Tim's name.
Oh, yeah.
They don't say we think you got something to do with this. We're going to be.
You're going to help out your friend.
We're going to be on the down low about why you're going to
That
come in
makes
here and clear Tim.
Yeah.
Yes. So they asked Coy, what were you doing when, Veronica?
Tell us what you were doing and don't be coy.
Right. And he said he'd been hanging out with some of his girlfriends,
He's got some
doing this,
girlfriends.
doing that.
He's got many girlfriends.
Many. Yeah, he was a real ladies' man because he liked to terrorize women. So I'm sure they all
that's
just
not
loved him to pieces. So the police know he's lying because he's not telling them what the cell phone records have already told them.
Oh, yeah.
So, but here's something you need. You got to be able to tie that phone to your suspect.
Yeah.
Because he could come back and say, oh, I don't have that phone anymore. Or, you know, I didn't have my phone that day. So they say, all right, well, thank you for coming in. If we need to reach you, where can we reach you?
Oh, they're so smart. These are smart police officers. Smart.
Way to go, guys.
It's almost like they went to school.
Mm-hmm.
Gosh.
He said, I have my cell phone with me at all times.
Oh, that's good to know, Coy.
Yeah. So they gotcha.
Thanks for telling us.
They then tell Coy that they know he's been lying because they've got his cell phone records.
And he's got lion eyes.
Yeah. They're watching you.
Yeah, sorry.
They see your every move.
They do.
They know, and he immediately says, well, I don't know what you think you know, but I did not have anything to do with that lady's murder.
I don't know what you think you know, but I know what you know is
I
not
know
what
you know.
But I know more than you know.
You don't
no matter
know.
what you know.
You have no idea.
You got no idea.
So police get a warrant, and they bring in Coy's car and his cell phone. They found a used box of gloves. I mean, not a used box. They found a box and some used latex gloves.
Okay.
And then they found a red lunchbox looking thing.
Oh, not
but
a
that's
red
it.
Lunchbox.
Nothing that would allow them to arrest Coy.
Okay.
So they call Coy's girlfriend Jennifer in for questioning. She was his alibi at the time. She was one of the many women that he had been spending time with that day, but she was with him during the time frame of the murder, Jennifer. Jennifer comes in and she's, oh yeah, we were having lunch together.
I didn't know what they were having.
They were having lunch together, and police said, well, we know you're lying because we know his phone was not at your house during this time period. And she says, okay, I got to tell you something.
Really? I got a story to tell.
I got to tell you something. I stole my ex-boyfriend's gun. I stole his gun, and I hid it in a red lunch bag. And that red lunch bag was found in Coy's car, but the gun had disappeared, and that made her really nervous. So she was trying to cover up, but it was really kind of easy to crack her ex.
Yeah, she's like, I'm trying to cover for you, but you're making me nervous.
Exactly. So the police go to her ex, and they confirm that his gun had in fact been stolen.
Oh gosh.
And he provided shell casings from his gun, and they were a perfect match to the casing found at the scene. So then they say, Jennifer, we need your help. We got to get Coy.
Oh, we got to get him. I thought they were going to say, you can help us clear your friend.
Yes, can you help us clear your friend? No. She knows she's not clearing anybody now.
Oh, no.
So Jennifer, they have her call Coy.
Uh-huh.
And she says, hey, I got trouble.
Hey, y'all, hey.
They're about to arrest me because I stole that gun. And during the conversation, Coy says, you need to call Tim. You need to call Tim and tell him what's going on. And also in the conversation, he mentions that it was a 9mm gun.
Oh, he mentioned it?
He did. Well, only the police and whoever murdered Veronica know the caliber of the gun, and that information had not been released to the public.
Oh, and was it a 9mm?
Indeed it was.
Look how that's lining up.
It was. It really, Coy, you're done.
Coy, not so coy.
It turns out that old Tim and Coy were in on the murder together.
Oh, no.
Yep.
You know what? That's just senseless and mean and rude.
It is. So they arrest, both of them, they get arrested. Coy, of course, refuses to talk. He's like, I'm not saying anything. I don't know anything.
Because that's my friend.
Nothing. I don't know nothing.
Nothing.
But Tim sings like a canary.
Tim does?
Tim, he just
Are you kidding me?
had to get it out.
What a weasel.
He was a weasel.
It was his idea.
Oh, yeah. Well, he says it all started. They had both had a real bad day, a real bad day at work. They were real frustrated. They were just frustrated.
I don't think that's a good reason.
And they started talking about this movie, Throw Mama from the Train.
No.
I know what movie you're talking about. I have just never seen it.
I have seen it. No.
So,
no.
yes.
It's with Billy Crystal.
Yes.
And Danny DeVito.
And Danny DeVito.
Yeah. And they play a couple of unhappy fellas.
Yeah.
They're
that decide to throw Mama from the train.
upset with the women in their lives.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito's character watches the Alfred Hitchcock movie Strangers on a Train.
Yeah.
And he goes to his friend, he's not really a friend, Billy Crystal, who is teaching a class that Danny DeVito's character is in, and says, I think we need to do this. Like, I'll kill your ex-wife who was making Billy Crystal's character upset, and you kill my mother.
Yes.
Because his mother was
really mean and nasty.
And just really
the
bad.
lady that plays that is just so convincing.
Oh, gosh.
I know that she's the lady from Goonies.
Yes, she is.
Correct.
She is. You're very right.
Right.
Right on the money, Will.
So, it didn't really work out for Billy Crystal and Danny DeVito.
No, it didn't.
In that movie.
It didn't. Did they not? Did these two
I don't know
love nuts not watch to the end?
I don't know if they got to the end or not, but they thought that they called it a crisscross murder. Tim was going to pay Coy $10,000 to off Veronica, and then Tim was going to off this ex-boyfriend of a girlfriend of Coy's. Yeah. So
is it of Jennifer? Is that where Jennifer comes in?
No, it was a different girlfriend.
Oh, he really is a player.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you.
A player.
Yeah. So Tim actually says, "Okay, I think we're going to do it." Okay. But Coy calls after the murder and says it's done, but I want $35,000 because she fought me.
Oh, she hurt my feelings.
And he knew $35,000 was 10% of the $350,000 life insurance policy
that Tim was getting.
Tim lied and said it was $350,000, right? Because
because it was actually $550,000. Yeah.
Right.
Well, I was thinking maybe Tim didn't know that she had more.
Thieves, right.
I didn't know. He knew?
He was aware.
Oh, good God.
Yeah.
Don't ever tell your ex how much your life insurance is.
I think they actually had to.
I would have a problem with this in court.
Yeah.
And this is exactly why I would have a problem.
I
So
agree.
anybody going through a divorce right now that they're telling you this, you need to talk about this murder case and say, I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I will make the judge my beneficiary before I make my ex my beneficiary.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. We ain't having
So
that.
with Tim's confession, they did find DNA evidence. The cell phone records, it was a pretty easy case to hand to the jurors. Tim thought that he was going to get a lesser conviction because he didn't actually pull the trigger.
Doesn't matter,
But he was
Tim.
very surprised
when you plan the murder and hire somebody to do it, it's the same thing as being there and
That's
pulling the
right.
trigger. He must not listen to our podcast at all.
He does not.
Yeah, he's a principal.
Yeah.
Golly day. Not the kind at school.
No,
not a
not at
principal
all.
at school.
No.
He
Principal
is.
conspirator.
There
Yes,
you go.
he's an active.
Listen to our criminal
Listen
justice
to
guy.
the terminology that we
We
have
don't even have
no
to say,
clue
can somebody please send us an email and let us know if this
what
is
that's
right?
called. Yeah, we have it right
We don't
here
have to do
on
that.
Johnny on the spot.
On the
Except
spot.
it's Will on the
Will
spot.
on the spot.
Yes.
So they're both found guilty of first degree murder.
Okay.
Sentenced to life in prison. They do have the possibility of parole, but not. I guess the life part of the sentence is 51 years. So they.
Okay. So they said they had
they're
to
old
serve
enough
at least
that I don't
51
think
years.
they'll be out. Yeah, and they both appealed the cases.
Okay.
It has not gone all the way to the Supreme Court yet.
Right.
But they've been denied all of the way through.
Denied.
Now, did they plead guilty or did they plead innocent and were just found guilty at the end of trial?
They did not plead guilty.
Oh, okay.
So we went through a trial, a jury, a
Yeah.
whole thing.
Yeah.
Well, they're dumb.
Well, I mean,
Whatever.
anybody who's going to base a murder off a movie, for a 1987 movie,
Not
at
only that, but a movie that didn't end the way the guys planned it,
No.
and it was supposed to be. It was like a murder comedy kind of thing.
I was going to say, everybody...
It was like a dramedy. Is that what they're called? A dramedy?
a dramedy.
Yeah.
So they think they're smarter than
Billy Crystal.
Hollywood.
You're not smarter than
Not
Billy
smarter than
Crystal
Billy
and Danny
Crystal.
DeVito.
No.
See, a childhood friend had seen it, and he was telling me about it when I was like a teenager. And he's like, we should watch it. And he like talked it up like it was some kind of comedy. And I figured, Billy Crystal, Danny DeVito, it's got to be a comedy. It's got to be.
It's kind of dark.
It's very dark comedy. I had a hard time watching it because the mother, Danny DeVito's mother, is so mean.
She's vile. She's just mean. Awful.
And his name in the movie is Owen.
Yes.
And she's like, Owen.
She's always calling him. It's just, I mean, it would make anybody psycho.
Yeah. But well played. I mean, she did a really great job in that movie. So
but these bozos.
The throw mama from the tree murder out of
Tennessee.
You know, it's interesting.
El Stupido.
You know, it's interesting is when you mentioned that it looked like somebody had tried to pick up the casings.
Yeah.
That to me, I thought, that sounds like a professional job or like a wannabe professional job. And then look what happened. And you know, I didn't say anything, but going forward,
but
if I do this again.
they left one and they left the projectiles.
Well, I'll tell you what happened was this one shell casing had rolled. The floor must have not been even and it rolled underneath something.
Oh, and that's where they found it.
That's where they found it. Like up against a baseboard.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, you got to count your shots. And you can't leave the scene till you get your casings.
I guess not. You must not have seen that in the movie.
We probably shouldn't be giving advice on how to do a crime scene or
how to get away with a murder.
That was a great show, by the way.
I never could follow it. I'm not smart enough.
It was good.
Was it good?
It was good.
I oftentimes I think maybe now that I'm a true crime podcaster, I would
you can
get
totally
it.
get it now. You're well educated.
Well educated. Yes. So okay.
You're a professional.
I am a professional.
You're welcome.
It
might be the liquor talking, but I
it's totally the liquor talking.
Oh, professional.
Of course you do, because if I am, you are.
Oh, God, you're so right.
Yay. So let me give you an update on the souffle.
Did it rise? Do we need to tiptoe? Nobody bang anything.
It smells good.
It does.
We have 13 minutes left. Let's see if there's any kind of there's oven light.
Careful.
Ooh, they're rising.
They are starting to rise.
They're rising.
It's very exciting.
Rise up. Okay, turn that off.
All right.
So, just so you know that when this is ready, they got to come out and we got to eat it. It's going to be hot, but we got to eat it because if not, it starts to poof down.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that.
Okay.
Are you okay with that?
Dude, I will destroy that.
Twist my arm.
Ow, I'll eat it.
All right, well.
Let's take a break.
All right.
And then we'll come back and we'll get situated and I'll do a murder.
Oh, my.
That's right.
All right, hold on.
Round 2.
I don't know. I don't think that I think I might have set that for 13 hours.
Oh, no. Yeah, because it is starting to smell done to me.
I agree. So if I set it for 15 minutes, I think we need to take it out.
Okay.
I was going to say, it smells.
I think it's done. So, you know what? We're going to pause. And it's time for round 2, but in the meantime, the soufflés have come out of the oven.
Yes.
They're already starting to, they did puff up, but now they're already starting to go down. But there should be just a little bit of a crust on the top, which it is. And then it should be kind of soft in the middle. Light. Let's see. Everybody don't burn your tongue. Huh?
I feel so fancy.
It's very fancy. It is hot.
Oh my gosh. Oh God.
Oh, good?
Delicious.
I did it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it.
Very good. You did a great job.
It's like a brownie hot chocolate.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's very airy.
It is.
That's those meringues you whip into it. Guys, this is it looks advanced and people would be very impressed if you did this for a dinner party, but I got to tell you, not complicated at all. It just has steps so you have to follow precisely, but that's not a big deal. And it's easy. So, everybody put this on your baking repertoire.
Yeah, it's delicious.
And make it and send it. And Will's giving us a big old thumbs up right now.
Yes, we're making him eat hot souffle. Though.
I know. Because you have to eat it hot. So, but yeah, I think it turned out really good.
I did too.
I'm
you
impressed
did
with me.
Excellent job. You're impressed with you.
Yeah, which is unusual.
This is mouth-watering. Thank you.
Oh, yay. Well,
we just want you to have a good podcast experience.
Yes, exactly. We're trying to add to your podcasting experience for the first time.
That's right.
I don't think any other podcast would bake you chocolate souffle.
No.
I haven't heard of anyone that does this. So hats off to you.
Well, thank you.
All right, let's hear your murder.
Oh gosh, do I ever have a murder? So this is about a girl named Tara Danielle Ord, O-R-D.
Okay.
Some articles also call her Tara Ord Sidorovich.
Okay.
I don't know where the Sidorovich comes from. It's not her mom. It's not her dad. It's not her grandparents. I get confused, but it's there.
Okay.
So her headstone says Tara Ord, but her obituary said Ord-Sidorovich.
Well, parents or family members can write.
Yeah.
Basically whatever they want.
Whatever they want.
Yeah, and it's a little, so I feel like her parents were divorced. I feel like maybe her mom, Sharon, along the way had gotten remarried.
Maybe.
And hyphenated this girl's name, and then her mom didn't stay married to that guy, and then because she's with another guy
right
in this story, and that's what I'm thinking. So anyway, it's Tara. Okay. I'm going to just go by Tara.
Yeah.
So her whole family is from the Scranton, Pennsylvania area.
Well, you're familiar with that
I'm
area.
quite familiar because I have a lot of family there.
You do.
So she's got people in Scranton and people in Avoca, which is where their little teeny tiny airport is. It's the cutest little airport.
Oh, is it really?
Yes, very cute. It's got 4 gates. So, so anyway, she lived with her mom, Sharon, and her stepfather, Keith. She had a younger sister and a younger brother. She graduated from West Scranton High School in 1999, where she had been a basketball cheerleader.
Aww.
I know, heart. And a softball player. And
for those of you that don't know, we were both cheerleaders.
In case you didn't catch on. And she was also listed in Who's Who in American Students, so that's kind of an honor.
Yeah.
So 2 years after she graduated from high school, her family moved from Scranton to Punta Gorda, Florida.
Oh, God. That's going to be a big change.
Big change, very exciting. Sunny Florida. It's southwest of Tampa near Fort Myers. It's on the Gulf Coast. It's got those beautiful Gulf Coast beaches.
Wow.
In a town that had very low crime rates. Just a really cute little beachy town.
What the hell happened?
Well, Tara got a job at a local jewelry store because she loved jewelry. Loved it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, she was planning to attend a local college there and major in criminal justice.
Oh.
She wanted to be a CSI investigator, a crime scene investigator. CSI investigator is not right because that would be crime scene investigator. And that's not what you say. You say CS investigator or CSI.
Gotcha.
Okay. That could be the liquor talking. So, and
I'm acting like I totally followed that.
Oh, yeah, I totally follow that. Okay, so life was good in sunny Florida.
Okay.
So 29 days before her 20th birthday, it was October 1st, and it seemed like an ordinary day. Everyone was off to live their lives, work, school, whatever. Tara's stepdad, he had put in an order for their septic that they were having trouble with to be checked.
Oh.
Tara's mom leaves Tara sleeping in her bed.
Okay.
She went, and the 2 other kids were in school still, so they went to school. And Tara's mom left to go to work, and she kissed Tara sleeping in her bed, told her goodbye, and was like, "What's on your agenda today?" And Tara said, "Well, I'm not working today. I'm off work, but I've called to let them know I'm going to come in and pick up my paycheck."
Oh.
So Tara never shows up to pick up her paycheck.
Dang it.
And that evening, first her siblings got home and they noticed some stuff that didn't make sense. Like her car was there.
Right.
Her keys were there. And her sister, bless her heart, said her lipstick was still here. And I know she would never go anywhere without her lipstick.
Oh.
Yeah. So they called their mom and their mom came home. And their mom figured out that they had been burglarized.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And Tara was not at home. So when the jewelry store, confirmed that she had also not picked up her paycheck, the family was really worried. And they found her car keys, her car, her purse, all at the home. Mm. There was also some jewelry and a lot of loose change missing. They had like a jar of loose change on the dad's, and there was all the change was gone.
Right.
So, So there was actually a teenager cutting grass in the neighborhood that police, because they called the police, of course.
Of course.
And the police go out to start, canvassing the neighborhood, and there's this kid in the neighborhood cutting grass, and he's got a pocket full of change.
Oh,
and they're like, oh, yeah. So they start talking to him, and the owner of the house comes out, and they were like, what's going on? And he, they were explaining, we've got a missing girl, and it looks like there's a home that's been burglarized this afternoon, and the owner of the house said this person has been here doing yard work for me since early this morning and has not left all day.
Oh.
So they were like, oh, well, it's not you. So she just needed, I guess he was going to the arcade after, I don't know,
Maybe.
and had a pocket full of change. So they also talked to the next door neighbor who had been out in her yard reading.
Oh.
And she said she did see the two septic guys come by around noon because they were doing an estimate and they were scheduled to be there at noon. So the police go and talk to the septic guys, and they said they were outside in the yard around noon. They didn't see Tara, but reported seeing a man with brown hair and a goatee standing inside the house when they were walking around checking the septic. But the man never came outside to talk to them, and because there's no reason for them to go inside, there was no reason. They would stay for an estimate.
Yeah.
So the police start looking for this mystery man and for Tara. But just in case, the cops take blood samples, hair samples, fingerprints from the septic guys, and they also take their clothing and their shoes.
Did they do that for the kid cutting the grass?
No, because he had an alibi.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, days turn into weeks. No Tara.
Oh, man.
No tall man with brown hair and a goatee.
Right.
So Tara's family finds themselves living a nightmare.
Yeah.
So Tara's mom keeps living that horrible day in her mind, and she remembers kissing her daughter goodbye, and she remembers that Tara had a pink ribbon in her hair.
Oh.
When she got home that afternoon, that pink ribbon was in the yard.
Oh, that's bad.
That's not good.
Right. And she also remembers when she walked in that afternoon into the house, there were a pair of Tara's earrings on the carpet in the hallway, which didn't make any sense.
Right.
And she remembers footprints. She remembers that because Tara's stepdad had pointed out when he got home that there were muddy footprints in the living room and the master bedroom.
Wow.
And they were like lots of them, like not just somebody walked through and walked out. It was like a lot of footprints over top of footprints. It was
sporadic.
a lot. Yeah, very sporadic. Yeah. And also the TV, some of the TVs had been pushed askew because she said, we were the kind of family that when you were in your bed watching TV, we angled the TV so it was the perfect view. And then when she got home, she noticed that some of those TVs had been straightened out.
Oh, wow.
So that's kind of weird, but she just had a very vivid memory. And she remembered the panic that she felt that day, and she was still feeling that panic 10 months later when police contacted her and said that they had found some remains about 200 yards off of a road in the county not far from their home.
Oh, no.
The police had received a tip about a possible body that had been buried. They wouldn't say where the tip came from, but they did confirm through dental records that the remains were those of Tara.
I'm so glad that they did not find her in the septic system, because I felt like that's
okay.
Wow.
So I'm going to tell you, because they really suspected these guys.
Right.
They actually went through and drained some local septic systems that these guys had worked on that week to see if they had hidden the body in the septic systems.
Wow.
So they did like 2 or 3 of those.
Oh my God.
Went and drained the septic system because they thought if you were going to hide a body and you were a septic guy, that'd be the perfect place. And they never found her remains.
Right.
So her remains were found in a shallow grave, kind of in a swampy area.
Right.
Kind of like
and lucky to be able to find her in a swampy area in Florida, having not been eaten by gators.
You're exactly right. So she was actually in a shallow grave.
Right.
And at that point, police still had not named a suspect, but eventually the death was ruled a homicide because they were able to look at her bones and some damages to her bones. Like she had 4 broken ribs, and she had, part of her skull on the side was bashed in. And so she had been beaten up a lot.
Poor
so
Tara.
the family posts a $5,000 reward. And the police kind of said, well, I think we need to start over. We don't have any suspects. Let's start reviewing what we know and then try to dig deeper. So they went and re-interviewed everybody. And what they started focusing on was that burglary was the motive. So they go back to the septic dudes, and these dudes are named David McManus and Phil Barr. Phil is the owner of the business, and David was his employee. Mm-hmm. So they go back and they re-interview them. At that point, their story changed.
What?
And Phil Barr said, yeah, I do remember that we saw Tara like around noon. We saw her. She came outside, and then she went back inside, and we didn't really notice what happened to her. And then they stuck to this tall guy with the goatee story inside the house.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay, that's shady.
Well, it is shady when your story changes.
It's not good.
Yeah, it doesn't look good. So, Barr's girlfriend actually complained in a 2005 newspaper article about how the police needed to solve the case about the dead girl because they had lost his business and they had lost everything, and she proclaimed his innocence and said, this isn't fair.
Oh, no.
Right. So the girlfriend of McManus was also no help at all. She just said he didn't do this. He was innocent. You know, I talked to him throughout the day, and he was busy doing his jobs.
Right.
I have to take a bite of the food.
Oh, no.
I'm sorry, but y'all are done, and it's really yummy.
Well, that's the price you have to pay.
I know.
You're the one doing the story.
It's the sacrifice I make. So, the case actually goes cold for 10 years.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's so horrible.
Ugh.
So now we're like in what, 2000?
It started in 2001, so we're in 2011.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
And at that point, Tara's family, they actually moved back to Scranton because it was so painful for them to be there.
I'm sure.
But the mom made many, many trips down to Punta Gorda to go and talk to the police. She wanted that case to stay fresh.
Right.
She did not want them to forget her daughter. So eventually, there was a cold case unit that was put together at this police department, and they took on this case. So they start coming through witness testimony, and they read through the neighbor's testimony a couple more times. And they read that she mentioned seeing the septic dudes twice.
Oh.
First, they were in the yard, and then she saw them knock on the door, and she saw Tara let them inside.
Oh.
And they went inside, and then they left, and they got in their truck and left. And very soon after that, they showed back up in a van, like a work van, and they backed that van up to the front door.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. So at that point, she needed to go get ready for an appointment. She went inside. Like, I'm not going to sit here and spy on the neighbors all day. They're doing their thing, I'm doing mine. So she went inside. So she never saw them leave.
Well, where was she before?
She was in her yard reading a book.
But she forgot this extremely important part?
No, that was in her testimony. That was in the first statement she gave.
And nobody did anything about
They
it?
missed it.
I'm really mad.
They missed it.
I don't know if I
And
wanna
the
hear
tragic thing is hearing this is that there's so many cases out there that may never get solved just on the count of bad police work.
Oh, golly.
And I don't think that in any way these police officers were bad, but I can tell you that they did not have a lot of murders
Right.
in their town, and it is not something that they investigated very often. And so I'm just saying, I don't think these were bad cops. They might have been inexperienced cops that were dealing with a murder.
Right.
So
Could be.
yeah. So so then they went to they wanted to re-interview the girlfriend of the girlfriends of the two septic dudes. So they go and talk to McManus's girlfriend. Her name is Vicky. I'm not very appreciative of Vicky because this is what happened.
Vicky.
Mm-hmm. Now, she's no longer with McManus when they go and talk to her. So she feels like she can speak a little bit more open about this. So he had actually, right after the murder, he had moved to Maryland.
Oh, interesting.
I know. So she now remembers her boyfriend and his boss showing up together at her house. And when she looked out the window, she saw something in her driveway covered with a tarp.
Oh, gosh.
She thought maybe it was a large hog.
Oh. How often did they bring hogs to her
I
house?
guess maybe they were hog hunters. I don't know.
Lord.
So she didn't ask any questions, but they did ask her, how do you think we should dispose of a body?
A hog
Dude,
body.
really?
Yep. And so she said, I just told them they should bury it. So they left with whatever that thing was under the tarp. They loaded it in the back of the van, and they took some shovels, and I didn't ask any questions.
Oh, wow, Vicky.
Yeah. So there's a warrant that goes out for the 2 septic shitheads.
Yes.
Yep. And so in 2012,
right,
they finally catch up with McManus in Maryland, and they arrest his ass.
Good.
But there's a nationwide hunt for Barr.
Oh.
He is on the run now.
Oh.
How convenient. He's eventually found in Hardwick, Vermont. Like he went as far as he could get. Like he probably just ran out of gas in Vermont, and then it was like, okay, I just got to do something here.
He was looking to get to Canada.
I think so, probably.
Yeah, they caught him before.
But he got there, and they have really good dairies with awesome ice cream in Vermont, and
there's
there's like maple syrup candy, and he was like, I can't leave right now, and then he just stayed.
Got fresh maple nut goodies there? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
That's what I'm saying, and that's a reason for anybody to stay.
That's my favorite candy.
I've never been to Vermont.
Oh, we went camping there.
Yeah.
It's where I got my first kiss.
Oh, very sweet.
It was very sweet.
She looked like Farrah Fawcett.
I did. I looked like Farrah Fawcett. I mean, not really like. I didn't really. I wasn't pretty like her, but I like had my hair like her, and yeah, that was me. So, Robbie Gorton, if you're out there, you're a sweet boy.
Oh my God! And the whole entire family had to wait for her to get her first kiss.
We were packed up and ready to leave.
Like, okay.
And it was raining, and they're like, I know they're going to kiss. I know we can't leave. Just let her kiss him. Oh my God! It was a family affair.
It was.
Back to the murder.
Weird.
Okay, so this guy Barr is in Vermont. He's actually about to go to court on some firearms charges. Federal firearms charges.
Oh.
So he
Packing some heat.
Yeah, so he reached a plea agreement with that, and then they extradited him to Florida.
Okay.
So in 2012, Barr's girlfriend was arrested. Barr's girlfriend.
Okay.
The one that complained
that
because we're losing everything.
Right.
They arrested her for perjury.
Oh, really?
She lied to officers about several phone calls between she and Barr that day as he was working, but it turns out that Barr's cell phone had been suspended, his service, because he didn't pay his bill. His service had been suspended. She didn't talk to him at all. She had no idea where he was. She was just covering for him. And you're just a girlfriend. You're not even a wife. Like, what the hell?
Right.
So, her ass got sent to jail for perjury.
Well, good.
That's right. So, and I will tell you that I watched this, and then I was reading about it and writing about it, and I was flipping her the bird the whole time.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Yeah.
So, further investigation. Okay, wait, no, I just said that. So his cell phone had been suspended during the days before and during Tara's,
Right.
So, this actually became the first cold case that was worked by the Punta Gorda, Gordon Ramsay. You're on my mind because of the chocolate souffle. Sorry. Punta Gorda cold case unit. It was the first case they had that ever actually made it to trial.
Oh, wow.
So they were really.
I stand corrected. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. And they kept a photo of her above their desks.
Right.
So that they said, if it's the last thing we do, we're going to get this girl justice.
Good.
So they were very focused on it. So in 2015, Barr finally goes to trial, and he is convicted of first-degree murder, and he gets life.
Okay.
I'm just going to say that one more time. He gets life.
I understand.
That means he can come up for parole.
Yes, he can.
I have Googled a million times, when does Barr come up for parole, and I can't find it because I don't like him, and I would like to be there when he comes up for parole.
Right.
So, 2017, McManus also goes on trial and is found guilty of first-degree murder, and he gets life. It really irks me when they can't put the no parole on there. It really irks me.
I know.
They actually, during both trials, they played phone calls, the jailhouse phone calls.
Right.
That these idiots.
I know.
They're just idiots.
Oh, yeah.
Between these guys and their girlfriends.
Oh, my God.
And they talked about how they raped and killed her and buried her so deep nobody could find her. But it was the tip from Vicky that led them to find that body.
Oh, she's the one that called.
Well, it was when they went back and interviewed her. Yeah. They went and interviewed her, and then she didn't say they buried a body there, but she said, I did tell them if they were going to bury something that they didn't want somebody to find, this is where I would go. And they started looking in that area. So they never charged her with anything.
Of course not.
Which makes me not like Vicky.
They probably made a deal with her.
So if anybody is neighbors with Vicky, I would like for y'all to make her a chocolate chess pie tomorrow, but I want you to make it from the one on the help.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Okay. And just serve that right up to her. Because I don't like her. Although if it weren't for her, they would have never convicted these guys and they would have never found Tara's body. So I got to give her that. There's silver lining. But
well, hopefully along the way she's been able to get right.
I hope she's gotten right with the Lord.
You know, and they also, you know, there's that saying of too little, too late.
Right.
I know. But, I mean, when is it too late? The girl's dead. It's
Exactly.
too late.
Exactly.
So I will tell you that what they think happened is these guys, they were kind of known to burglarize homes that they went to do septic stuff with. And they think what they did was they knocked on the door and Tara let them in. And one of them distracted her in one room and the other one excused himself and was trying to burglarize the home.
Right.
And she caught onto it and struggled.
Oh.
In that struggle, in order to subdue her, they raped her.
Oh,
because
God.
I mean that's what you do, I guess, to subdue somebody. I don't know, and then at that point they had to kill her, so they beat her.
Right.
They beat her with their fists
My
and
gosh.
their selves. There was no weapon. So that's what they. I mean, these guys have never copped to it, but they said that's kind of what we think happened. This was kind of their MO,
right.
What they've been known to do.
Right.
They would trade. They would then trade the goods that they got from these homes for drugs.
Good grief.
So yeah, but I mean, I just that poor little girl. So this caught my eye because she was from Scranton originally.
Right.
Her family's from Scranton. Her grandparents, everybody's from Scranton, which is, I've got people there.
Yes.
And the other thing is I just was like, you schedule appointments with these service people and you trust them.
Right.
You trust them. And they come to your yard. Although the police said when you've got a guy coming in to look at your septic, there's no reason for them to ever come in your house.
But she probably didn't know.
She didn't know. She was 19.
Right.
Well, I mean, how would she know? And they probably said, well, we need to come in and check a toilet or flush the toilet and
right.
make sure, whatever septic language they used.
Right.
It was deceptive septic language.
Oh my gosh.
That's what
so
they
true.
did. So anyway, that's my murder. And now I'm going to go back to eating my souffle.
All right.
Meanwhile, how do you spell her name? You guys can't see it, but I'm Googling her on her phone. I want to see what she looks like.
Oh, she's such a cute girl too. Tara Ord, O-R-D. She was a very pretty girl. I even have a picture on my phone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they even have a picture of her. On one picture, she was in her cheerleading uniform. So, very pretty little girl. And she loved jewelry. Her stepdad just... And so the sad thing is her stepdad and her mom didn't stay together. It was so tragic and so upsetting for her mom that their relationship broke.
Well, yeah, and that happens a lot of times in families.
And he suffered from so much guilt because he is the one that scheduled that septic company to come out there.
I know, but you don't know.
And they had a hard time. But what I found very touching was that when it came time for them to go back down for the trial, he went with them.
Oh, really?
And he sat right there with them every day in the courtroom. And the brother and the sister and the mom and the stepdad all sat there together. So he supported her. And he said, I will support her in this forever. Like, I will always be there for her because this is horrible. He's like, but our marriage our relationship wasn't strong enough.
It's just too hard.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the mugshots. These guys just look diabolical.
They do look diabolical. But here's the question. Well, do they look diabolical because we know what they did and it's a mugshot? Because they could just be anybody.
Yeah.
They could be anybody.
We talked about this actually in criminal justice, like when it comes to selecting juries. They don't like criminal justice majors because we have this preconceived notion of, I guess you could call it bias. Like anytime I get selected for jury duty, the first thing I say is I'm a criminal justice major. Right, and I get kicked right off.
Oh, we can just tell them we have a true crime podcast. They'll kick us out of there.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't deny what I say. Based on what I see in front of me, they look bad news.
They look a little rough.
Yeah, I wouldn't let them in my house.
But if you were a 19-year-old girl and your stepdad said, hey, the septic guys are coming by today, just so you know, you wouldn't know.
No.
You wouldn't know.
Being who I am, I wouldn't let them even on the front porch.
Bless Tara's heart. She was trusting. And she let them in.
So, she graduated high school in what, 1999?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I graduated in 99. So she would have been my age.
Your
I'm
age.
almost 40.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so when this happened, I was just in my early 20s. I was an idiot in Santa Cruz Beach.
Yeah, there you go. Well, she was 19 when she was killed.
Yeah.
She was 20 days away from her, or 30 days away from her 20th birthday.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was in junior college studying.
Cut down in her prime.
Diabolical assholes.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Yeah.
So, but guys, I'm just going to say, I know I'm the one that made this, but damn, this souffle is...
It's delicious.
It's really
You
good.
did a good job.
I'm just going to say, yummy.
Yeah.
So
So that's it. We've got some social media to discuss.
we would like to discuss some
We'd like to
social
discuss
media with
social
you.
media.
First of all, I got a new phone and I'm locked out of my Facebook.
Oh, yeah, that's unfortunate.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
So that makes me so sad because I think I might have to get a new profile and ain't nobody want to do that.
No, that's a lot of...
I've had that profile for so long.
It's crazy.
It's very
We'll keep working
disheartening.
on it. We might be able to get there. I'm
Yeah.
sure there's a TikTok about it, girl.
Oh, I'll look and see if there's a TikTok about how to break into your own Facebook.
Yes.
Dude, just click forgot password.
I did, and I
Maybe
reset
you're-
it, and then when you go back in, it wants you to. It says we're going to send a code to your cell phone, and they never send the code, but it's my right cell phone.
Oh, okay.
But they never send me the code.
That's weird.
So
Oh, Facebook, come on.
come on,
Get it
Facebook,
together. Okay,
come on,
well,
let me
find us.
back.
If you're not locked out of your account, please
Yes.
find us on Facebook.
Yes,
You can find us at Sugar Coated Murder Podcast. That's our business page. Or if you want to take a step onto the dark side, you can look up Sugar Coated Murder Podcast fan page. You can request to be in the group. We'll say yes, please.
because we say yes to everybody
Don't
because
turn
we
people
don't
away.
have enough friends,
Exactly. You can never have enough friends.
and
So-
we're on the Instagram.
We are on the Instagram, but let me just tell you, if you're on the fan page, we post our episodes a day early.
We do.
Sometimes we have contests.
Sometimes we
There's
post
a lot of
our
fun.
sound checks. There's some memes that get posted. We
Yes.
have a jolly good time,
A
guys.
jolly good time.
And I'm missing it because I can't get into my account.
Yeah. Oh, God, I'm going to go crazy.
I know you are, y'all. Oh my God, if she starts going crazy, somebody email me and tell me she's out of control.
Yes, and you can email us at murder.sugarcoated@gmail.com.
.com. Yes, and there is Instagram.
You're not locked out of that account, are
No,
you?
I'm not. No, ma'am. So Instagram, we are at Sugar Coated Murder. So easy to find us. We're at over 900 followers, so don't be left behind.
Don't be left behind. Don't
That's
be
right.
left behind.
And we're on TikTok.
That's right. We're ticking and talking.
We are ticking and we are talking, and I think we've posted twice.
Yeah. That's it. We ticked and we talked.
And that's it. And that's the end. So, but we're on there. Look for Sugar Coated Murder Podcast. If you can't find us, email us, and then I'll send you the link. I am so technologically behind the times. It's not even
We're
like
getting
we're
there.
on Twitter and we're on Tumblr. Don't ask me what my
Handle
name is, or
is,
handle, or
handle,
tagline, or I don't even friggin' know what they call it on there.
Yeah.
So I'm way over my head in that one.
Yes.
But, I twit, but I don't know how to.
Yeah.
Somehow I do it, and I don't know. I
I'm
don't know
not
how.
on Twitter.
I just downloaded Twitter for the first time the other day. I'm
All
still
right.
figuring it out.
Yeah, let me know. Maybe you can be our social media manager, because I
There you
can't
go.
figure it out.
Well, part of my job is marketing.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. All right, so we've gone over this. Is anything else? No, that's
Oh,
it.
one more thing.
Oh, what's that?
Stay sweet.
And don't murder.
Because
If you kill people,
we will talk about you.
indeed.
And we'll probably are going to talk about your girlfriends, your boyfriends, and all your people, because we are going to say bad things about
And
you.
do not make us drag in your mailman. We will. We will talk about your mailman, too. We will.
Okay.
I
There might be a federal charge on that, Shema.
No. There's no federal charge about talking about the mailman.
Okay, fine. I don't know what she's doing, Sugar.
Oh. All right. Well, you guys have a good week.
We miss you. I mean, we don't miss
We don't
you.
miss you.
real quick, thank you guys so much for having me.
Will, thanks for joining us. This was very exciting.
This has been great. Our first live guest that wasn't a family member or a
friend.
Personal friend.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
you're the first stranger.
The first friend of the podcast.
You're the first stranger we've ever had on.
We didn't have to force you, bribe you, trick you, nothing.
No, we didn't have to tie me in a chair.
And we even fed you.
We did.
You did. This was hands down amazing.
Yay!
There you go. We didn't
guys,
to say
keep
that.
in touch with us. Email us and let us know that you're listening, and let us know that you want to be our friend, or that you're still our friend, or that your mama wants to be our friend, or just email us.
Or your mailman, if your mailman wants to be.
Please leave the mail people out of this. Please leave the mail people alone.
But sometimes
they have tough jobs, Sugar. Leave them out.
Maybe on the route they want to listen to the podcast.
Okay. Guys, we're going to go because I don't know where we're going.
Well, we're going to go thank our mailman.
We are, and ours is a mail lady.
Yes.
Okay, guys. Well, stay sweet, and we'll talk to y'all soon.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.
Bye. Later.